What other show and tell do we have?
Show and tell. So we have Tum Tum Tree, which was one that we got to do we had a live in the studio auctioneer, and we had a guest that came in remote, and we put the remote guest's face in the video wall.
In the video wall, so they could talk to each other live on stage, even though they weren't both in the same place.
But like award show style, right? Everyone's doing like, here's our audience at home, and it was just a really cool, I think, to be able to pull up faces. There were supposed to be 2 vintners originally, but farming is a variable sort of lifestyle, so we ended up with 1, and we made it work.
We always make it work.
We always make it work. So Kaminar. This was one of yours.
Kaminar was one of my favorites, just because it was so pretty. And I don't mean, so many of the events that we do have a great big design to it, but this particular event, so these guys are in studio, and it just, I don't know, it looks great. I love the chandeliers.
I love the lower third there with the piano
all virtual,
graphic.
right? That's just that's our LED wall. That really could be anything, much like it is today behind us. But what I really also liked about this show, and I don't know if the clip is going to show it, is there was an entertainer as well.
Oh, great.
And the
you did like a concert at that
it was a whole
right?
concert. It very much had that kind of telethon feel to it, where the Fund a Need was basically during the entire concert. And so during the concert, it would transition to like a little window of the donors that were coming in, and then go back full screen to the concert. And I don't know, I really liked the difference of it. It wasn't like everything else. It was incorporating the entertainment into the fundraising, rather than having fundraising and then entertainment.
Right.
It was just, again, I like to try different things and see how they work. And for that one, it really worked great.
It's great. Next up, we have Huckleberry, where we were able to do some fun things with the video wall. Lots of fireworks.
This was fun.
And showing like big donor names.
Big donor names in the video wall, kind of really thanking those people, showing them what's possible, showing how total raised at that particular moment.
I want fireworks.
You guys
I should have asked you for
fireworks
at the end of the show.
You should have had fireworks at the end of the show. Don't say that.
So another cool thing we did, and this is one thing I wish we could do more of, and it's sometimes just time and budget and whatever, is that, we typically run our pre-show loop and then we go, oh, now the show is open. Like, I love when we can have some kind of like animated opening or like a logo reveal.
Oh, yeah.
So we did an event with Opera Parallel that there was a comic book sort of theme to something that they were presenting a graphic opera. So your team took their logo and created this very cool, like, those are all images from the graphic opera that was presented later in the broadcast. And I just thought that was
this was the opening of their event. And so it was just kind of like from the pre-show slides to this, and then to live broadcast from there. And it was just a nice way to, like the 20th Century Fox logo. It's like, it's so empowering and familiar.
Right.
It was just a good way to start that, especially that particular event that was so theatrically based anyways.
So I want to start moving into some of the coming next things.
Okay.
So I feel like in recent weeks, we've been doing a lot more playing around with green screens, especially here at the studio. So, if we can bring up the Taste of Howell Mountain Fund a Need, that would be great. So we did this event here in Sonoma in front of a green screen, and we were able to take our Greater Giving thermometer and actually put our auctioneer into the thermometer, which I thought was super fun. It gave a very different look to that moment.
Or we will just
just talk
whatever
about it.
green screen
whatever clip you have next in there. Throw
here.
something up, and we'll talk about it. But the green screen thing, though, like, we've been able to create some different looks by putting our auctioneer in there. Oh, there it was. And then we also recently, on this event, your guys figured out how to do a custom color on the Greater Giving thermometer.
Oh, right.
So because Greater Giving has like a certain palette, right? And they're like, oh, you can choose like one of these 15 or 20 colors. And you guys actually gave me a custom look, which I was a super fan of. But yeah, that's our auctioneer, like in the middle of the
Greater Giving thermometer.
Yeah.
And what's great is, and are we going to play around this where he's like in varying places on this screen as well? So I mean, we can put him behind the wave, we can put him in front of the wave.
Well, we definitely played with that. Yeah, I mean, there was a moment where it was like, oh, he's sort of peeking out from behind the swoop, and that looks weird.
Yeah, exactly. He's like this weird omnipresent body kind of poking over the mountain.
There's a lot of very weird video files with different tests from that. But like, so if that's like the starter thing that we have been doing, something we haven't done yet is like continuing on the same theme, like how do we make things sort of different and great? Like we're going to show some tests that I think some of them you just saw for the first
time. I haven't seen these yet.
Okay, you haven't seen these
I barely saw them.
So this is the same greater giving thermometer, but like completely turned on its end, like wonky Alice in Wonderland style.
I think it just kind of shows that we could put it anywhere. I mean, I don't know that I would want it to be like that. But I think it just shows like what's possible.
But I mean, I've had clients that are like, oh, we don't want the names, we just want the amount raised, or we just want the thermometer, or we don't like the thermometer.
It just shows the customability, customization.
And so the other one, so hold before you show it, Justin and Jared. But so one of the questions I get asked a lot is, well, how do we, or where do we, like we want to show images about our fund-a-need while the fund-a-need is happening. And if you've got like an auctioneer and you have a thermometer that you're trying to show, like, and you're trying to show images,
where the donor
dollars are going to go
to.
Right. So like, how do you meld those together? So we're going to use our Star Wars friends as an example here. Again, a greater giving thermometer thing where.
So if you're raising money for major motion pictures,
yes,
this is how you might want to do it.
Yes. So we could still have our thermometer graphic. And just imagine instead of an epic lightsaber
those
battle,
are really cute babies and kids.
Puppies and kittens.
Puppies and
Those are
kittens.
puppies and kittens.
Right.
But again, like it's a very different look than, I haven't seen that.
I love it. I haven't seen that either. That's great. I knew we could do it, but I hadn't seen us do it yet. That's awesome.
Right.
Just because it does, I mean, again, if what we're about is trying to create the most engaging broadcast that we can create, that's just one example of how to turn something into something else.
Right.
And just all the possibilities that are involved in that.
And I think too, I mean, I don't know if this is how you operate, but it's how I operate. Like, throw me all of your ideas. Like, I don't care how crazy the idea is.
It's so hard to throw all of our ideas. I'd much rather you give me some kind of idea of what you're looking for.
Come to me with your crazy idea that you're like, I don't know if this could happen, and like maybe we can't do that, but we could do this. You know what I mean? Like,
we've done.
Exactly. Like, come with those ideas.